Hello, how's it going? How are y'all? It's such a pleasure to greet you. I embrace you tightly, tightly, tightly as always. With much love, with much light, with much peace. Wishing that everything is flowing in perfect harmony. May what isn't turning out as you want it to start finding its way. Remember that everything has a time, everything has a space. We're experiencing planetary movements with many ups and downs. Our emotions can sometimes be low, medium, high, or scattered. The important thing here is knowing how how I function in the situations I'm living through. Keeping your emotional intelligence in its proper place will be key this week. Distance yourself from toxic, harmful, and negative people, from all those who, well, constantly speak negatively, whether it's cold or hot or raining, or there's too much work or traffic, or look at what they're saying. No, it's a week to rediscover lost pieces within ourselves. We are closing it's the week of May 25th to May 31st. We're closing the months. The most important thing here is that we've had a month that's shown many signs of growth, maturity, learning, solidarity, empathy, and learning. This month was a month of learning who's in and who's out. Learning to say yes, learning to say no. It's an exercise. It's personal work for each one of us. On May 16th, we had the super new moon in Taurus. On May 31st, we'll have the micro full moon, which will look very distant. But the energy is super magical because it's also a blue moon. No, the moon isn't actually going to turn blue. Now, what happens is there are two full moons in May, the one on May 1st, and the month ends on May 31st with another full moon, which this time will be a blue micro full moon. We only have Pluto in retrograde, Pluto in Aquarius retrograde. It'll stay there for a little while, and then others will join in. Mercury is coming, and that's how we'll handle it. Right now, the most important thing is knowing that this week we have a lot of air element. We have 4 planets in air, 2 in water, 2 in fire, and 1 in earth. What should I do? To ground myself as much as I can. Ugh. Not to be so scattered. How do I explain being scattered? I want you to face things. That's what I want to put on the table. Facing things in a relaxed way, calm and serene. But don't doubt the decisions you're going to make. From the moment Pluto entered Aquarius in 2024, and it stays there until 2044, then we have Uranus and Gemini. Those 2 planets are they're both in air. Pluto in Aquarius and Uranus in Gemini. Both are in the air element. Where am I going with this? This week is a week for you to make those decisions you'd put off. Only make decisions that are analyzed, observed, checked, studied, and researched with emotional intelligence in place, putting your heart in a drawer. Don't let it move you from your center. Don't even allow it yourself. Don't be rushed. Don't be restless. Don't despair. Give it time. Believe me, I perfectly understand the many changes we've all been going through. Suddenly, the friendships you had are gone, the romantic relationships you had are gone, or they've grown. Either you stay with good friends, or you stay with good loves, or you stay with good jobs, or you stay with what you truly desire. I'm not talking about throwing overboard everything we've done. I'm not talking about disposable relationships, whether work, romantic, or friendships. I'm talking about something that has always been in your life and that you love and cherish. There are moments right now when our minds are spinning very fast. As if the day weren't 24 hours, it seems like 12 or 15 hours. We can feel a bit restless and desperate. In this week that we have, The micro full moon on May 31st will help us. Remember that when there's a full moon. Everything you've decreed or visualized 6 months ago, it's in Sagittarius. It's gonna multiply a bit for those of the fire element. What do I mean? Complicate, multiply? For the fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, I include myself. Don't get hooked. Let it slide like a soapy fish. Things will settle. I'm talking in general, okay? That things are gonna settle as they should be. Look, I know you faced unexpected situations, delays, things you didn't think would happen, or deceptions, lies, betrayals. The truths are coming to light. Although you've realized that many things are coming to the surface. On your block, in your neighborhood, in your state, in your city, in your country, and everything. Things are coming out, the truths are coming out, and that's due to Pluto in Aquarius and Uranus in Gemini. And I could add a little bit more there, Neptune in Aries. The most important thing of all here is that it's a week where you can take the lead. Pay close attention, you who are watching me. You can take the lead no matter what sign you are, because you already know how other people's emotions are. Emotions are scattered, triggered. Everyone believes and swears they have the last word, that they are totally, completely right. Don't try to win. It's like if they don't win, they tie. What's happening? You already know that's how things are. So you go for what's yours. Go for what belongs to you by right of consciousness. That for some signs, it will be more comfortable, easier than others, yes. That's why I suggest you know what your sign, your moon, and your rising sign are so you can listen. Well, I say, for example, in my case, I'm Sagittarius, 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 so I listen to myself. But if you're a Sagittarius and have the moon in Aries, but have the rising sign in Pisces, pay attention to everything. I emphasize this to you very much. You who are watching me right now, you already know that to achieve dreams, desires, and longings, don't get hooked this week. Let them give opinions, talk, point fingers, criticize. We end up winning. All of us who keep our feet on the ground, our eyes toward the sky, and our hand on our heart. This week is a week of honesty, transparency, solidarity, and empathy. Keep that, and you're really going to feel super fulfilled all week from May 25 to the 31st. And remember something, everything that is no longer here or is about to leave had already reached its limit or had already closed its cycle. And what's coming is better for you. Without further ado, I'm moving on to the astrological recommendations. My dear Aries, you are in a position to make determinations and decisions. Remember that Neptune is now in Aries? Well, it's been there for a bit. And Saturn is also in Aries, and there are many planets in air. That's helping you a lot to not be so quick-tempered. Don't get hooked. Don't react right away, because for every action, there's a reaction. No, my love. Do you want to win at that? What you have in your hands, whether it's romantic, family, or work-related. Win in a good way, because, well, the idea is to win. Well, there are times when losing is worth it, right? Oh, definitely. Because many times in life, losing is winning. But this is a winning week for you. It's a week where you're meant to receive. There's a waterfall of opportunities. Many of the things you did that you sowed in October, November of 2025 will start to give you results. And I'm even going to go back a little bit further. The cycles of Neptune and Pisces from 2011 to 2026, so many things, so much happened. So much must have happened in those times, my love. Well, many things you thought of, dreamed of, idealized will start to move forward. Of course, not as fast as we'd like. I wish it all happened this week for you. Super beautiful, lovely, favorable, and it all worked out, especially professionally and financially. It will happen. It might be slow, but what you want, what you desire, regarding your assets, your family, your money, your work, or paying off a few loose ends, it'll all work out perfectly for you. If any of you, my dear Aries, aren't in a romance and you're thinking, well, yes, I'd like to, then stay tuned because starting this week, specifically starting on the 27th, channels of abundance will open up. In love, in romance, for Aries, and for Taurus. Analyze, observe, and check. I repeat, analyze, observe, and check. Before making determinations and decisions that have to do with your work and professional life. If you feel pressured, tired, overwhelmed, like you can't take it anymore, and you say, what is happening? Take it easy, because what's coming will fill your heart with strength, power, energy, and happiness. Many new things are going to come into your life. This end of the month, May 31st, when we'll have the blue moon, which is the micro new moon in Sagittarius, will favor you a lot, my dear Taurus. It will favor you because your planet is Venus, and Sagittarius is Jupiter. And Jupiter and Venus get along very well, extremely well. So you're going to have very good news professionally. Don't get hooked, I repeat, on absolutely anything. There are also very good opportunities for travel. You're going to plan them or you're going to take them. And something's coming regarding paperwork, but it's paperwork from a very long time ago. Which is just how paperwork goes, right? There's paperwork that suddenly takes years. Well, if this has been going on for a while, maybe not years, but a long time, you'll have very good news this week. In your home, there's good news that'll bring joy and happiness to your being, your heart, and your family. Please stay away from negative people, my dear Taurus. You're doing your job very well. You're doing new, different things. Your creativity is at its peak. Don't waste time, breath, energy, or brain power convincing others. And when people like to talk negatively, well, let them keep doing it, but don't let it affect you. For you, my dear Gemini, changes, the changes continue. Let's remember that we're currently in the sun in your sign. It just entered on May 20th. We're in the last week of May. So for you, we're in your birthday cycle, okay? Remember that your birthday cycle brings much applause, rewards, recognition, much joy, much happiness, but also many closures. That's what happens in our birthday cycles. Whatever has to go will go, and many times we don't understand. We don't understand why things leave us, but that's how it should be. When things slip through our fingers, it's so our hands are empty for something new to come. Something more valuable, something more important. You deserve it all, my dear Gemini. I'm telling you because right now you're in a process of changes, transformations, novelties, opportunities, but feel worthy of abundance. Feel worthy of everything. Don't receive less than what you're giving, and I'm referring to absolutely everything. Either the whole bakery, because I don't do crumbs. That's who you are. And right now you're about to. Many of you are already having birthdays. Others are about to. So you're in the cycle of beginning and ending for your birthday. Take advantage of this week to do new things, different things. There are 4 planets in air. That favors you. Seize opportunities as soon as they arise. You know, it's time to do something new, to do something different. Please use your social connections to move forward more quickly. Just as many people ask you for help and support, now you're going to ask them for help and support. I know it's very difficult for you to ask for help. You know how to help, but you don't know how to ask for help. I hope you do it this week, because through relationships, you'll handle paperwork or whatever you need to do regarding agreements, contracts, or deals more easily. You'll move forward with what you have in hand. For Cancers, nothing stops you. This is your week entirely. It's a week of love, health, peace, harmony, and happiness. It's very, you're a tender, romantic, sensitive, loving person who can be a bit vulnerable to the needs of others. and you always want to be fixing everyone else's life, well, this week you're going to fix your own. It's that simple. Because right now we have a week of a waxing moon with a full moon, which starts on the next May 31st. This means that this week, great opportunities will come your way and events that will fill your heart with joy and happiness. There's some paperwork or a process that's been stalled for a while, and it's going to move, but with incredible speed, giving you the triumph, the success, or the yes you are needing and looking for. You're also planning trips, leisure trips, family trips, or business trips. It's a week of many responsibilities, but smooth. What does this mean? That you'll have a very full schedule with lots of work, many activities, studying, doing paperwork, and so on. But smooth, I mean that everything will move forward. The blue moon of May 31st is already charging you with energy. Let's remember, my dear Cancer, that the moon is your luminary. For the other signs, we could call them planets, right? But since the moon isn't a planet, then it's your luminary. I'm clarifying that point. The planet moon, it's a luminary, please. So this luminary, which has a waxing moon and a full moon this coming May 31st, is giving you perfect keys. Be very attentive to your dreams. Your dreams are clear? Dreams are like warnings for the future. As if you'd gone ahead in time, you're going to have very beautiful dreams. And it's a week of much love. For Leos, if you take the blindfold off your eyes, my love, you'll see things exactly as they are. Don't be restless. Don't despair. Give it time. I know it's very hard to tell fire signs to have patience. Well, yes, my love, a little patience this week. Especially on the 27th, 28th, and 29th. The 30th and 31st are very important days. There are family gatherings, family reunions, and romantic reunions. This week, you'll receive some applause, some reward, some recognition, everything to do with material life, contracts, credits, payments, all of that. Whatever is material, you'll find a solution this week. Not that you'll solve everything, but much of what overwhelmed you will move very quickly, and you'll solve it. Don't overthink things, my love. What I do ask of you is to take advantage of the magical energy of Neptune and Saturn, which are giving you, Neptune especially, is giving you intuition, perception, and premonitory dreams. Since they are in fire, in Aries, they are giving you magical keys so that you can open any door, no matter how closed it may be. Get up from where you are, trust in abundance, take that step that you had left for later. Forget about people pointing fingers or criticizing. That's how we are. Well, I can't. I'm not. But anyway, that's how it is. That's how we humans are. Suddenly we talk, we make mistakes, we talk about others. Don't get hooked. Don't get hooked. That's what I'm asking of you. You're in a very good week. I know you've been through a lot, through many trials, through much growth, through much learning. But if you take that step that you've been postponing because of what people might say, my love. What people say doesn't pay bills. What people say isn't going to fix anything for you. Do what you have to do for your freedom of action. The energy that can already be felt from the blue moon will help you a lot. You'll see, my dear Leo, everything falls into place. For the Virgos, you've thought about it, you've felt it, you've analyzed it, you've gone over and over and over the same thing. You know it. I know you're methodical, orderly, analytical, and you observe step by step. Perfect. That's sensational. But I invite you this week, Virgo, to think little, feel much, and act a lot. You've thought enough already. Everything that has to do with speaking, expressing, communicating, public relations, sales, commerce, art, beauty is totally in your favor. It's that moment you are waiting for to be able to lay your cards on the table. There are so many things you want to say, that you want to talk about, that you want to share, but you try not to because you think you might hurt someone. Don't be thinking for others. There are things that must be done and must be said. Changes are coming in your house of money, and changes are coming in your house of work. But for everything to work in your favor and for everything to go as you wish, it's very important that you elevate very much, very much. Yourself, your being, your inner self, your self-love. Work on yourself, my love. I mean, you don't have to be perfect to be loved in every sense of the word. Elevate your self-love. Because when there is self-love, you don't allow under any circumstances that anything or anyone takes away your dignity or your child's heart. And I'm referring to your work, professional, and financial life. You deserve much more. And this week is soft, it's sweet, it's good. It's good for you. The air elements will help you a lot, and many guardian angels will show up. And when I say guardian angels, I also mean those earthly little angels that you can have very close in life. It can be family, they can be friends, they can be whoever you least imagine. A word from somewhere, a TV show, a radio program, a book. Those are going to be like guardian angels. That'll give you answers to your doubts and concerns. But it is a good week, it really is, my dear. For Libras, it's time to be reborn, to reinvent yourself, not to do things halfway, to step out of comfort zones, out of circles of convenience. They have nothing of comfort or convenience, right? They're called habits and customs. Since this week we have a lot of air element, you are air, and Venus is telling you, focus on yourself, on your loves, on your people. Get away from so much external noise. You know how to give, share, support. Well, now you're going to give, share, and support yourself and your loved ones. Just that, so that together creating, well, a common empathy, a shared feeling among everyone to move forward faster with that plan, with that project. In those ideas you have, you know you're extremely creative. Write down all those ideas you have in mind and put them into action as soon as possible. You'll find yourself there. I've been telling you for many years, my dear Libra, that many changes were coming, many transformations, many new things. We're closing May. Now, this week, May 25 to the 31, the moon of the blue moon, which is May 31. It's given you a very interesting opportunity, and you can feel it already because it's also in Sagittarius. Remember that you, Sagittarius, and Libra make a perfect pair. You've always had perception and intuition, but this week they'll be right on the surface. Everything you're feeling this week, so you don't forget it, write it down. Write it down, write it down, write it down. What you dream, what you talk about, what you feel. Imagine that you're going to keep a diary this week from May 25 to the 31. You'll realize the amount of keywords that your guides, your angels, and your teachers will send you. Those guides we all have, those ancestors who are no longer here physically, but spiritually they always are. It's going to be very good, Manus. On the 26th, 27, and 28 in your family environment, in your professional environment, which will give you peace, tranquility, but especially a great freedom of action, because for a long time, you've wanted to get out of those famous comfort zones and ease. I mean, it's spreading your wings and flying. For Scorpios, there are offers. It's a week of hard work, many responsibilities, and great offers. These offers are something that didn't just happen by magic. It's the result of yourself, your being, your inner self, and your good conduct. Everything, my dear Scorpio, thought out, analyzed, and sown at the end of 2022, or mid-2023, it's going to start giving you great results, like waterfalls, but waterfalls of results from those sealed, blocked opportunities that weren't moving, that weren't happening. You'll see what a fun week it'll be. Something very important, you have, well, a lot of charisma, a lot of attraction, a lot of magnetism, or you can have it. This week is full of parties, full of events. Pay close attention, putting out your psychic antennas, who's a yes and who's a no, because it's a week to say yes here, no there. Your sixth sense won't fail you in the decisions you're going to make, the changes you're going to make, or the people you're going to close your circle with and say, this is a yes, this is a no. If you're waiting for some change in your finances, or for them to call you or give you good news, stay very alert on the 27 and 28. They're two very key days for you, my dear Scorpio. For Sagittarius, we're going to receive many messages this week. Of course, listen to me. We have the blue micro full moon in Sagittarius, so we Sagittarians are already super excited. We're going to receive messages, very important messages. I mean, proposals, changes in our work, professional and financial life. Everything you've worked for, my dear Sagittarius, with yourself, with your being, with your honesty, with your dedication, it's coming with results too. Of course, you're going to close many cycles. Sagittarius is a person of their word. And Sagittarius this week, the only thing they'll say is, well, I told you a long time ago. Well, I told you several years ago. Those are the messages and proposals and news that will come into your life because what you're needing is more freedom of action to do new and different things or simply to do nothing. I mean, letting things flow, letting things move forward. Because that's very much the Sagittarius style. Sagittarius is one of the few signs that can say, what are you doing? Nothing. Why? Because we already did. Because we already sowed. Because it's our turn to harvest. Because for many Sagittarians, well, the limit has been reached in many areas of their life. But in your favor, with your kindness, with your nobility, with your generosity, with your style, with that characteristic Sagittarius that you are, you're going to make determinations and decisions for your inner peace. Because as one of my phrases says, my peace is not negotiable. Long live peace. Freedom of action for Sagittarius is basic, and that gives you abundance and prosperity. So don't worry and don't despair. Let nothing and no one stop your steps. I know I don't have to tell you that those who point at you or criticize you because, well, you are like a slippery little fish, Sagittarius, for that, right? Because if your shine bothers them, they should wear glasses. Sagittarius was born to shine. You're going to receive a very important notice. Look, news, a call, a message for whatever reason, by whatever means. The 28th, 27th, 28th are two very important days. They're 5-star days where you receive very good news that will give you much joy and happiness. And also be very mindful of the 29th. The 29th is a key day of joy, of triumphs, and of taking a deep breath and saying, you're going to say, I knew everything would fall into place. Because what belongs to you by right of consciousness is yours and no one will take it from you. You know it. With the Capricorns, what do you think, Capricorn? You had doubts, pressures, tensions, thinking that things weren't happening, that they weren't moving, what they thought, what they felt, nothing. It's a very magical week. You're no longer going to be so exhausted, so tired from thinking so much because you're very thoughtful. You're very intelligent. I know all human beings think, which I agree with, but you even more, like a good Saturn. And since Saturn is in fire, well, it has you very revved up. But in this week, everything you were waiting to happen will happen for you and in abundance. You do need to do a real analysis of consciousness and say who stays and who doesn't stay. Who should be there and who shouldn't be there. What is it that you truly want and what is it that you don't want? You have to learn to set boundaries. You say you set them? Well, Saturn, Capricorn, yes. But in this week, you're going to feel like you're very liberated. Like many things you wouldn't have done or said, you're going to do them. That will give you great freedom of action. It will give you much inner peace. You'll feel very fulfilled. If you're waiting for a change in economic, labor, professional matters, regarding some project, regarding something you're going to start, if some type of procedure could be banking, everything that has to do with credits and so on, it's very much marked in your favor. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to put a lot of intention into it. Stay away from what shouldn't be in your life. Use that inner strength, that you're such a giving person, so sharing with so much heart that you let many things go unnoticed. It's perfect, but there are limits, and you're gonna do it. It's a very lovely week. I really like this week for you, my dear Capricorn. If you have to sign things, contracts, agreements, plan trips, or fix communication issues with your loved ones or family, this week is going to be very, very good. Sunday, the 31st, will be an important day in your lives because of some good news. Between the 30th and 31st, some good news, a surprise that arrives at your home. That will bring you a lot of joy and happiness. For Aquarius, evolution. When we evolve, it means I've started to move up, right? I started to evolve. I started giving myself permission to trust. You are a leaver. They say no, that Aquarians aren't leaders. Well, I don't know who says that, because suddenly people here talk about astrology as if it were, I don't know. This week, you'll be the captain, first of your own life, but also for many people around you, where you'll make choices and decisions that benefit you and those involved. It's a very important end of the month for you, with many tasks. Also, planning trips for the coming weeks with great benefits for your personal life, freedom of action, but especially professionally and financially. Stepping out of, well, comfort zones that aren't really that comfortable. Stepping out of the routine will give you an edge. There are many aspects favoring you, Aquarius. So many. All I can say is that this week you'll feel very happy, you'll breathe deeply, and you'll be very much at peace. If you make decisions you'd put off this week, from now on, you'll make choices you wouldn't have made before. I mean, because you think so much about others, that everyone's okay, that everything's in order, that nothing's wrong. Well, now you're going to think about yourself. Look, by thinking of yourself, you're thinking of others. Because when you succeed, advance, and triumph, you'll definitely guide or support many people around you at some point, which is why I say you're leaders. It's a time for changes, for intuition, for perception, of improvement for yourself, for your being, for your inner self in all areas. Improvement is both inside and out. It's time to give yourself permission. Just as you're responsible, give yourself permission to be responsible for yourself, to have freedom of action, to have fun, and to meet with people who nourish you. And for Pisces, analyzing, observing, and checking is how this week is going to be. You'll be analyzing, observing, checking, making decisions, closing cycles, opening cycles, doing new things, different things. That's how Neptune and Aries and Pluto and Aquarius will have you. But they'll bring you good things, because you'll leave the past in the past, opening up to the present and visualizing your future. Because that's how it is. The past is smoke and the future is wind. You have to learn to live in the moment. And that's what you're going to do, Pisces, this week, where you'll have great opportunities to close a cycle, to open one that truly, this new cycle will give you peace, joy, happiness, because you'll be close to what you want, your loved ones. It could be the countryside, nature, with your people, receiving energy, because you give, you share, and you give and give and give and give, because always, very Pisces-like, they give. They give generously, that's for sure. And since we're intuitive, right, my dear Pisces? This week, pay special attention to your intuition and the dreams you have between the 25th, 26th, 27th. Your dreams will be very intense. Like your guardian angels are going to dictate to you through your left ear, because that's where the angel's message enters in dreams. You'll receive very valuable information to make determinations and decisions regarding some of your loved ones, that is, your family. If you're going to do some paperwork or look for a new job or want to settle situations, well, at work, regarding what you truly deserve, it's a good week to do it. Which day especially? Thursday? What's Thursday? The 28th? Thursday the 28th is a very important day. You'll also attend parties, snacks, meetings, where you'll reunite with people from your past, and logically, you'll fill your heart with much joy, and you'll also fill their hearts with joy, because who wouldn't want to have a sweet and tender Pisces nearby? I do. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being part of, well, this loving, luminous, successful family. All of you. I invite you to subscribe to our channel here, give it a thumbs up, and hit the bell, and take a look around the channel to see everything we have for you. There are many recipes, there's a lot. If you go way back, there's some spectacular interviews with experts in human development and more. I invite you to my social media, they're all verified. If it's not verified, it's not Mizada. If it's not verified, don't follow it. Well, it's almost time. There's Uranus in Aquarius helping us. And Uranus in Gemini is helping us out a lot. And you help me so much, my dear ones. Help me out with this. Because there are so many accounts using my name. And many don't even use my name. They use any name, but they post all of my content. And, well, how? If it's for you. So look for verified ones. My website is Mizada-Mohamed.com, so you can see all the info we have for you there. This week, there will be many people who will want to provoke you. Don't let them. Go sing, go dance, look the other way. Don't listen to the voices of negative people. Don't listen to the voices of the dream stealers. You were born to shine. You were born to be loved. I am Mizada Mohamed. I love you all very much. I love you all, and I want to see you thrive.
Thank you very much for graciously joining us today. Please subscribe to our channel and kindly visit my personal website, Mizadamohamed.com.